You're every word, you're everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and greet the bride.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive.
Please be seated.
For this moment to arrive.
I truly cannot think of a better way to begin by welcoming everyone for being here on this most happy of days. Each of you here today were invited because you represent someone important in the individual and collective lives of Michelle and David. To know and love them as individuals, but even more so to witness their commitment to a lifetime of love for one another. They say some of the best relationships often start as an innocent attraction, rooted into a friendship which deepens and grows and matures into a nurtured and genuine love and respect for the other, while taking the time to truly get to know each other. The most remarkable moment in life is when you meet the person who makes you feel complete. The person that makes the world a beautiful and magical place. The person with whom you share a bond, accepting both in fullness and the limitation of each other, that it becomes something so pure and so wonderful that you can't imagine spending another day of your life without them. The person with whom you have communication with simply a look, or know what the other is thinking, or finish each other's sentences, or surprise each other with reservations to somewhere you've always talked about, or say, I'm sorry, eventually, every time it is warranted. To care deeply and passionately for each other, to stand by each other, to help each other in ways that are obvious and unnoticed, but always appreciated. And most important, to continue to make one another smile and laugh. This day is the result of 11 months of just that, and the reason why we are all here today. More than 13 years of interviewing engaged couples and writing their love stories, I'm a great believer that true love happens when you get to know someone over time. Nothing happens without cause. Fate, as we know of it, moves in mysterious ways and as a way of bringing two individuals together. Two people could have so much in common for most of their lives without knowing the other. You never know when or where you will meet the person who will change your life, your significant other. Michelle and David are a story of just that. It all began during a charity trip to Thailand, sponsored through their company to volunteer at an animal rescue sanctuary, working with elderly, injured, and exploited animals. This was a joint venture between Liberty Travel in the USA, where Michelle worked, and Flight Center in Canada, where David worked. As fate would have it, they were the two out of the lucky 13 selected from their companies based on essays they had written on why this trip is important to them. They first met when they arrived in Taipei Airport, when a group of volunteers came together en route to Bangkok. Being tired from the long flights, Michelle tells, I was too tired and thirsty to form opinions of any of the people I just met. And David adds, I don't know if either of us gave the best impression. The day started out relatively uneventful for both. Yet, as the evening went on, they talked a little during a welcoming dinner, sitting across from each other. But it wasn't until the next day that the conversation continued along the way to the animal rescue sanctuary. Michelle says, aside from learning his name, the first thing I knew about him was that he was Canadian. He had traveled to Korea for the Olympic Games, and I thought, wow, that's so cool. She knew then she wanted to get to know more about him. From the first day forward, they started working closely together and began to form a friendship. Or, as David reveals, I started developing a crush almost immediately. The sparks started flying right away. On the night they returned to Bangkok from the animal refuge, after a farewell dinner, they decided to go back to the hotel to relax before their last day. David invited Michelle up to the rooftop bar for a drink, hoping for some time alone. But unfortunately, various people from the trip kept coming and sitting with them. Just as Michelle was calling it a night, as it was getting late, and she was not sure of David's interest, David asked her to hang on for a second. He started sharing his feelings towards her, and she did the same with him. Michelle tells, he jumped from his chair and gave me the most wonderful first kiss, and then several more.
Do it again!
Their last day in Thailand was spent touring various temples and attractions and getting lost in some of the street markets in Bangkok. Although they were with two other people from their company, they made the best of sharing little moments with quick kisses and holding hands without drawing attention. Michelle tells, although it wasn't a conventional first date, I felt butterflies every time he reached for my hand. As their relationship began to develop from that point on, which would transform these two individuals into one loving couple, what began as a pure and innocent attraction deepened as they grew and matured and nurtured genuine love and respect for the other. And as we all know, COVID-19 changed the world for everyone, and especially for a long-distance cross-border romance like theirs. The lengthy time apart tested their patience and devotion, but where others may have drifted apart, Michelle and David's love only grew stronger. Stuck at home, Dave would send Michelle videos of himself lip-syncing to various love songs to make her smile. As the weeks turned into months, David found a rural spot along the border between Quebec and upstate New York where two roads both ended at the same little fence. They excitedly planned their first date in months and drove 8 hours each to have a little picnic, each on their own side of the fence. They found in each of someone who completely turned their world around, a love complementing and balancing one another for which to move forward into making their dreams a reality. And in July, David was furloughed and allowed to travel to New Jersey where he planned to stay a few months with Michelle. Prior to his leaving, he recorded on his cell phone one last lip sync of Bruno Mars' Marry You. He included extra costume changes, putting on a dress shirt, suit jacket, and top hat while continuing to sing. At the end of the video, he got down on one knee and asked her to turn around. Shortly after his arrival, while enjoying a stunning starlit sky outside on her back deck, David realized the time had come. He sent her the video, and as she watched it to the end, she turned to him as he was down on one knee with ring in hand and asked her to marry him. Stunned, with tears welling from her eyes, she said,
Of course.
and the rest is history. When I asked Michelle and David what they love about each other, David responded, I love how easily and naturally we get along with each other, how we can be equally goofy and dorky. I love her smile and her gentle and kind heart. Michelle is the most caring, giving, and genuine person I ever met. She always has the well-being of anyone and everyone she meets. We share the same values and outlook on life and want the same for our future. And Michelle goes on to tell, David is wonderful in every aspect. He's the calm to my storm, and we balance each other so perfectly. He is so thoughtful and caring, not only for me, but for everyone he meets. There is never a dull moment with David. He's always making me laugh and will go out of his way to make sure that I am happy. Before David, I had given up on finding true love. With David, I've never questioned his love or felt self-conscious around him. I feel so much better just being in his presence. He always makes me feel beautiful. Together, they feel that besides the fact that they have had a long-distance relationship, that remain together despite the distance, and especially during the pandemic and quarantine. Humor has been a wonderful part of their relationship. Having the ability to communicate through calls and texting only made their love for each other grow stronger. They enjoy getting together with friends, whether going out for food and drinks, playing games, hiking, having good conversations, and laughter. And together, they enjoy traveling to new places, which is a huge part of their relationship. Evenings at home, watching TV, playing video and board games, reading, or just sitting together talking. They look forward to live a life full of adventure, live a happy and comfortable life, and to move forward with their careers as they grow old in harmony. But most important, with the state of the world, a COVID vaccine. I would now invite our bride's grandmother, Dorothy, who will read from Union.
You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held, riding in a car, over a meal, or during long walks, all those sentences that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, you will, and we will. Those late night talks that included someday and somehow and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed of? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher, for you have learned much from one another in this past year. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life. And these things will never be quite the same between you. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife.
Michelle and David, your journey here today has confirmed that you're ready to enter into marriage today without doubts, with no surprises, and the understanding that this commitment has been entered into with the truest and deepest unconditional love for each other. Always remember to do what you did in the beginning, and there won't be an end. Continue to treat your partner as if the relationship is new, and not forgetting to continue dating and doing the little thoughtful things for one another. Now you exchange vows and rings as your hopes and dreams of your future. For after these vows shall say to the world, this is my husband and this is my wife. David, would you please hand Michelle, David, would you please read to Michelle your vows?
I, David, take you, Michelle, to be my wife, my friend, my love, and my lifelong companion. To share my life with yours, to build our dreams together, to support you through any challenges we might face, and to rejoice with you in times of happiness. I will always treat you with respect, love, and loyalty through all the trials and triumphs of our life together. You are the love of my life, This is my eternal promise.
Mark, would you please hand David Michelle's ring? David, please place the ring on the tip of her finger. Do you promise to keep true to the vows you just read to Michelle?
I do.
You may now slide the ring on her finger. Michelle, would you please read your vows to David?
I, Michelle, take you, David, to be my husband, my friend, my love, and my lifelong companion. To share my life with yours, to build our dreams together, to support you through any challenges we might face, and to rejoice with you in times of happiness. I will always treat you with respect, love, and loyalty through all the trials and triumphs of our life together. You are the love of my life. This is my eternal promise.
Mark, would you please hand Michelle David's ring? Michelle, please place the ring on the tip of his finger. Do you promise to keep true to the vows you just read to David?
I do.
You may now slide the ring on his finger. Michelle and David, your deep love for each other has united you this day. Take a moment to reflect on the beauty and gloriousness of the beginning of a journey together. A journey in which you will share all that the future may bring. That from this day forward, you remain in perfect love and devotion to each other as you share your lives together. Continue to love and honor each other. Treat each other as your best friend and your most cherished companion. We hope dreams come true and have a magical life together. And may the joy you found in each other continue. And may you share this joy with everyone you encounter. And therefore, in the presence of your family and friends, I, Tony Zecca, in accordance to the laws of the state of New Jersey, take great pleasure in declaring that you are now, you ready for this? You sure? You want me to say it? I'm going to say it. Because I know everyone wants to hear it. You all want to hear it? Yeah! I guess I have to say it. You ready? You are now, I'm saying it, husband and wife.
Kiss her!
No kissing today.
Oh, sorry, you got it.
Michelle and David, you're about to embark on the greatest journey ever. May the journey you're about to take be full of extraordinary memories and sweet moments. We wish you both the greatest adventure of your lives. May you have a lot of fun along the way. May this journey be peace to your mind and bring joy to your hearts. Always remember, love is meant to be an adventure as you travel through life together from now on. Let trust be your map and friendship be your passport. May you travel to the ends of the earth for each other and find happiness at every destination in life where each of you will be companion to the other. And now, on the count of 3, I need everyone to count with me. Michelle and David would seal the deal by stamping each other's passports. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Kiss her!
Now, David, I have a question. Okay? I think everyone's waiting for something. What are you guys waiting for? Kiss. All right. But David, what do you want to do?
I want to kiss my bride.
You want to kiss your bride?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you,
answer,
you're
good
not
answer.
going to do that right now. We're going to do something different that you both didn't even know. It's a little surprise. You ready for this? I'm going to tell Michelle what it is. Want me to tell you? Today, Michelle, you are going to kiss your handsome husband. You see how she pulled him in there for that kiss? Anyway, here ends the ceremony. Here begins a wonderful life together. Let's hear a loud round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. David and Michelle.